Tubbs, a man with fast hands and feet who split 2 amateur bouts with Greg Page. Tubbs, an unbeaten top 10 contender with a knockout punch, 15 KOs to his credit. Also, Tim Witherspoon, seen here in the Crown Affair against Larry Holmes, losing that controversial decision in a World Championship bout. Meets James Broadax Broad, defending his North American Boxing Federation heavyweight crown. Broad has won 17 of 18 pro fights. Also tonight, the exciting Hector Macho Camacho in the ring against Rocky Montoya. And, time permitting, highlights of the recent Larry Holmes-David Bay IBF World Title fight in Las Vegas. It's all coming up on the Don King Sports and Entertainment Network. Sponsored by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. And by Diet Pepsi, the 1-calorie choice of a new generation. And by Honda Power Equipment, lawnmowers, lawn tractors, made easy and made to last. And welcome to the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, hosting its first World Heavyweight title fight in 35 years. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Chevrier, and again, welcome to what should be an outstanding night of boxing. 39 scheduled rounds involving heavyweights and some great lightweights. Of course, the main attraction is the WBA Heavyweight Championship defense by Greg Page against Tony Tubbs. Also, James Broad against Tim Witherspoon, trying to bounce back from his loss to Pinklon Thomas that cost him the WBC Championship recently. Then the exciting Hector Macho Camacho against Rocky Montoya, a good lightweight bout. We're going to show you mainly boxing tonight. No other frills or features. We're here to give it to you and hope you'll enjoy it as the evening goes on for the next 3 hours from the auditorium here in Buffalo. I want to acknowledge the people working with me tonight, the veteran fight trainer who handled Muhammad Ali over the years so well, Angelo Dundee, and of course a former great welterweight champion, Carlos Palomino. Welcome, gentlemen. We've got some good boxing coming up for you here at the auditorium in Buffalo tonight. And now Witherspoon.
The North American Boxing Federation, Jean-Guy Prescott, supervisor in charge, and by the New York State Athletic Commission, the former light heavyweight champion of the world, Jose Torres, chairman. The physicians in attendance at ringside this evening, Chief Physician Dr. Evan Evans and Dr. Joe Morola. The judges, Billy Graham, Don Ackerman, and Jack Milicic. The timekeeper to bell is Bob Olson. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Luis Rivera. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 12-round North American Boxing Federation Light Heavyweight Championship is referee Frank Adams. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the black trim. He tipped in at an even 222 pounds. This gentleman has a record of 18 wins, 2 losses with 12 knockouts. The former World Boxing Council heavyweight champion from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the challenger, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the gold trim. He weighed in at an even 261 pounds. This young man has a record of 17 wins, 1 loss, with 10 knockouts. A native of Greensboro, North Carolina. And now residing in Atlantic City, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, here's the current North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion, Big James Broadax Broad.
Okay, fellas, we went through the instructions in the dressing room previous to this. I just want to remind you, I want you to watch your low blows, watch your head butts, and when you're tied up, I'm going to tell you to break. I want you to take 1 step backwards. You got any questions at all? All right, shake hands now. Come out, fight.
So we are set to go. Witherspoon and Broad, both 27, similar in height, but very dissimilar in weight. Witherspoon figures to be a lot faster, 40 pounds lighter than Broad, but Broad's got a 5-inch reach advantage over his man. Witherspoon has lost just 2 fights. One was to Larry Holm. You saw a brief highlight of that at the outset of the show, and he certainly acquitted himself well. Here's Broad now coming out and lunging back from the first attempted punch thrown by Tim Witherspoon.
Nobody should go out and buy a hot dog, because both these guys are going to start throwing bombs early on. Oddly enough, Broad is the guy that's readier. Witherspoon isn't sweating a drop, you know, and he gets a no-no in the first round.
It's true. He stands there in the corner. He has no perspiration, like he didn't warm up at all. He could be caught, stiff right now, and he could go out.
Well, he is a big man and fights a mighty well, no question about that.
Witherspoon's got to fight that kind of a fight, an outside type of a fight. Don't fall in, because Broad's got vicious uppercuts with either hand, and I seen him take guys out with that punch. And with Broad, light's not right. He's a big guy, and he likes to be bigger, because first time he weighed light, he got licked with Marvis Frazier.
He was big as an amateur, weighed 215 back then. As we said, 261, coming to this Buffalo Memorial Auditorium ring tonight to meet Tim Witherspoon.
That is definitely big, 261.
But he is the defending North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion. Witherspoon trying to box him. Big smile on the face of Broad now as he grins at his opponent.
Early on, I noticed this ring, Carlos, it bounces. There's a couple loose spots in the ring.
Snapping right thrown by Witherspoon, not connected.
And that's not comfortable for fighters when the ring is loose and it bounces like that.
Yeah, both those right corner and left corner bounce. You notice when they go in there, it'll be like a little trampoline.
20-foot inside ring measurement here, but very shallow ring apron.
Danger there is those camera guys. If somebody gets asleep and gets excited and leaves his camera on the outside, fighter could step on it and really twist an ankle.
The big pounder and the smaller boxer in the ring here in the first bout tonight. North American Boxing Federation heavyweight title on the line. And with the white trunks, Tim Witherspoon. Lost to Thomas and Holmes, a couple of good ones, the only blemishes on his career.
Would you ever dream you call 222 a small guy?
Everything's relative, right?
That is incredible.
He sure looks small next to him, doesn't he? The final 15 seconds underway here in this first round. It is scheduled for 12 in Buffalo. Clearly uneventful first round, as you have seen, but Witherspoon with his quicker hands has been able to land blows. Time winds down now in round one.
When you're looking for the best in life, you know you got it right here.
There's still a place where the grain is rich, the water's pure, beer is beer, and the brand is Miller.
Miller's made the American way, born and brewed in the USA, just as proud as the people who are drinking it today.
Miller beer, purity you can see, quality you can taste.
Miller's made the American way. Setting off to find America, gonna take my own sweet time to find America.
Kodacolor VR films, capturing America in all its glorious colors.
And everywhere I see people smiling back at me, so glad to be in America.
Kodak film, because time goes by.
Round two is underway here in Buffalo. Tim Witherspoon, white trunks on the right. Big James Broad weighing 161. Or 261. Witherspoon looks 161 next to him.
Witherspoon's got to fight this kind of a fight all night long, Carlo. Cannot gamble. He's got to be cute, smart, box, stiff left hand. Don't fall in. Those wide shots allow to get nailed with an uppercut.
Exactly. This is the most controlled I've seen him. He's very controlled there. He's boxing a very smart fight up to this point. Like you say, he's giving him the motion and using his jab and getting in and getting out. That's exactly what he has to do.
This fight goes any type of a distance, which it may go the way it looks right now. we're going to have a little embarrassment because those velvet trunks are going to get saturated with sweat, and I'm going to think they'll do a little drop job.
We'll wait and watch for that. But in terms of obvious extra weight, the 12 rounds would not benefit Broad, I wouldn't think. They did go the distance.
Well, he's got plenty of weight to lose, we'll put it that way.
He'll be down to 240 by the end of it.
You're dead right, though.
Witherspoon, the left shot to the body. But you're right, Witherspoon looks like he's got all night. He'll take his time. Rod, of course, looking to land that big one. The smile seldom leaves his face. Chopping right hand thrown by Witherspoon. Now the left and a right by Witherspoon. Most telling blows he has landed thus far.
Witherspoon can't fall in like that, Carlos, because if he falls in, this guy's going to go right up the middle with an uppercut. And that's what he can't afford to do. He's got to box, be smart, don't fall in.
And he's doing that. It's like he's hearing your instructions.
Oh, another punching right.
He's hurt. He's hurt. He's got big guy's hurt.
Hand to the body, a left to the head. He's on the ropes. Rod looking very, very wobbly right now. Trying to hang on as best he can. Another chopping right. Hammering right hand. The left by Witherspoon. He's all over Rod.
It looks like the party's over.
It is all over.
All over.
Turn out the light. Come on, let's stop it right now. Stop it. A vicious attack wins it for Witherspoon. It's all over. Why the referees in this case bother even counting, Angelo, is beyond me. This is obviously the end of the fight. Was. Witherspoon a happy man now that it's official with his entourage dancing in the center of this Buffalo ring. But what a furious assault he unloaded on big James Broad. All 261 pounds. Hitting that canvas like thunder.
He nailed him that shot, and the way he wobbled back, I knew it was all over. You knew it was all over, right, Carlos?
He was.
His eyes went out from under him. It was all over.
Yeah, exactly. I got a little excited. I think the referee should have stepped in there.
Oh, definitely.
But instead, he continued with a count, and here is how it happened.
Here's where he's hurt.
Right there.
Right
now
there.
he goes to the ropes, and he's almost defenseless. Four, that missed. Five.
Now that fight should have been stopped right there.
A dozen blows right there. The referee
No more.
Adams looking in, but he took it to the limit. He waited for him to
He's
finally
out
go
there.
down. Yep,
Watch him slide.
Certainly
No
out
reason.
right there.
No reason.
Now
Bad
he is
referee.
defenseless.
Too many shots.
Yep, he was totally defenseless there. And then he let him go down and take the full count before finally waving that it was all over.
Yeah, but what's good about the doctors were walking in during the count. So you got to give him credit. The doctors knew the guy was out of there.
Exactly. They stepped in. They were yelling for the ref to stop the fight.
As most people in this auditorium were.
You know, it looked to me like Tim Witherspoon learned from that experience against Larry Holmes, because after he hurt him, he took his time and he took under control and he got him out of there. He didn't get too wild and crazy after he hurt Broad.
I thought he might have stung him very early in the round, Witherspoon. Then he laid off for a few seconds and finally came on with the onslaught that, as you saw, has resulted in the end of the bout of the second round. What a performance by Tim Witherspoon.
I'll tell you, the people like it. We've got a great crowd, and they're loving it.
Broad is standing in his corner, obviously all right after it all. But Ed Darian's got the exact time now, the ring announcer at the end of the bout.
Give me five, Carl. We back, baby, we back. Give it up. We all the way back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of this bout, 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the second round, and a winner by a knockout, and the new North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion, Terrible.
Montana.
Hey, Marino.
Great game, man.
Oh, thanks.
That draw play in the second quarter, great choice.
You make a choice because it feels right.
Can I buy you one?
It's the least you can do.
Diet Pepsi, 100% NutraSweet.
Here you go. Don't drop it.
100% taste.
See you, Dan. Joe, next year, I'm buying.
Diet Pepsi, the 1-calorie choice of a new generation.
It was incredible out there today. I had to work for every point. My muscles feel sore, but they won't for long because I've got Bengay. You can feel it working right away. You know, I also use Bengay before I play. It helps me warm up and play more comfortably, longer. And that can make the difference. Like today.
Bengay before and Bengay after. Feel better with Bengay.
You can feel it working right away.
Well, the end came suddenly here in the blockbuster in Buffalo opening match of tonight. Tim Witherspoon all over James Broadax Broad in the second round, and once again we reiterate that he was certainly hurt enough to warrant stopping this fight in our view long before it finally ended.
Just taking punishment there, useless.
Referee should have stepped in when he spread like that. Now he's bent over. There was no reason to stop to step in.
The ref was acting like maybe he's going to come out of it or something.
Well, I know recently we've had examples of referees jumping in too quickly, and they've been criticized, but I think I would lean that way than this other way, given the choice. As Tim Witherspoon is a happy young man that he has gotten the job done and picked himself up another championship, the North American Boxing Federation heavyweight crown of the process here tonight. Still to come, of course, Greg Page defending his WBA World Heavyweight Championship in the main event against Tony Tubbs of Cincinnati. Hector Macho Camacho will be on in a lightweight championship bout, North American title against Rocky Montoya of Mexico. Good card here in Buffalo, but this one didn't last very long. Witherspoon now gets a revitalized look at his career, having lost to Thomas, a man that Angelo Dundee handled his last time out.
Well, Witherspoon fought the perfect kind of a fight. I was a little leery when he came in dry like that, but what he did, he fought the perfect fight, not falling in, dropping the shots from the outside. Made a couple of mistakes, but he was broad, never had a shot against him the way Witherspoon fought.
So the action continues here as we got a couple more coming into the ring, and it's going to feature a man who almost made the United States Olympic team, Lewis Howard out of Phoenix, Arizona. He was so close, so competitive, and in the final trials in Las Vegas just failed to make it in that very tough welterweight division, which of course Mark Breland dominated, went on to capture a gold medal from, and now has launched a mildly successful professional career. So let's set up this bout now. They are welterweights, scheduled for 6. And again, the ring announcer is Ed Darien. And he'll be a moment in getting things settled away here to introduce these two fighters. And the referee apparently is not in the ring yet, so that is the problem for Mr. Darien, the public address announcer. A couple of fine Canadian boxers on the card tonight. Alex and Matthew Hilton out of Montreal, 2 members of a 5-member Hilton boxing family. And of course, Lewis Howard coming into the ring now. They found the referee, Frank Adams, the man who just worked the last bout. And as we said, let it go maybe a little bit too long, but James Broad is all right. Now here is Ed Darien.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 6 rounds, and it's in a welterweight division. Once again, the judges, Billy Graham, Sam Marcusfield, and Don Ackerman. The timekeeper to bell is Bob Olson. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Luis Rivera. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 6-round welterweight bout, referee Frank Adams. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He weighed in at 148.5 pounds. This gentleman hails from Syracuse, New York. Boxing fans, let's welcome Dwight Williams. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 147 1/2 pounds. This young man hails all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Boxing fans, here is Lewis Howard. Howard.
Okay, fellas, you're fighting under the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. Now, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The only time you can be saved by the bell is the last round. I want you to watch your low blows. I want you to watch your heads. And when you're in a clinch and I tell you to break, I want you to stop punching and step backwards. Are there any questions? Okay, shake hands now. Good luck to both of you.
Lewis Howard, a record of 4-0, 3 knockouts in his very brief pro career against Dwight Williams of Syracuse. Round 1, it is scheduled for 6. What awaits?
Lewis Howard is a kid in the amateurs that couldn't beat Breland. Otherwise, he would have been into the Olympics. He was a welterweight. Now, this young man from Syracuse told me, look at me good because I'm going to lick this guy. And he's really hep. And you remember he came by and took a picture with us, Carlos.
Dwight Williams, he came right after him there with a little flurry a moment ago. Hey, you're right about Howard's unfortunate mistiming of trying to make an Olympic team the same year as Mark Breland did.
Well, I'll tell you, he's got the right connection and complexion now. He's got Jenks Morton managing him, training him in Phoenix, Arizona. So he's going to get every opportunity to show what he can do.
He's talking to the heavyweight gold medalist Henry Tillman today from the Olympics. He's launched a pro career as well. So they're all going into it, it seems. Jerry Page, of course, you're going to handle. Fine welterweight or light welterweight coming out of the Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to start putting them to work in June, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with that.
So many new faces on the boxing scene, and Lewis Howard and this man Dwight Williams represent them. Certainly are among them. Now it is Howard coming on with some fast counterpunching by Williams, who digs the right hand into the ribcage.
Howard's fighting better, Carlos, than he fought in the amateurs. He's fighting more conservative. He's the wind coming at you, you know, with no direction. Now he looks like he's trying to set up punches.
Yeah, he's in control. He seems to be, he's being patient.
Got a good right through that time. Gets Williams tied up over in that corner, just past the midway mark of this, the first round. Scheduled for 6 in Buffalo.
I don't think Dwight Williams should have took that picture with us, Carlos.
He's in trouble.
He's in all kinds of trouble.
He seems to be, he's slapping with a lot of his punches, and, you know, when you do that, usually an opponent will walk right through you.
Double jabs by Howard, then the right hand, then the uppercut. Williams counterpunching, trying to battle back as they open it up now, the center of the ring. Howard measuring him, trying to tee off at this stage, late in round 1.
I think Lewis Howard is going to be 5-0 after this one. Would you predict 4 knockouts or a decision, Carlos?
I got a feeling that Mr. Williams might go.
Oh, good right. Good right by Lewis Howard. And a following left scratches his head. Williams trying to hide in the peekaboo defense to duck under those blows and slip them, but he's catching the majority of them. Chopping right by Lewis Howard. Now, with 5 seconds left, when this round ends, a word from your local station.
The secret of this mysterious drop of oil of Olay is that it's similar to the natural fluids your skin had so much of when it was younger. As your skin ages, it loses those vital fluids, disturbing nature's delicate balance. Oil of Olay penetrates quickly to revive the radiant look your skin had when it was younger. Discover the secret of Oil of Olay. It can help you look younger, too.
Gee, Dad, do I have to study math?
Hey, Joey, without math, we wouldn't have airplanes or space flights or our new Cutlass Sierra.
Designing Cutlass Sierra took lots of math. Did you know the engine's constantly tuned by a computer? And there's electronic fuel injection, too. Cutlass Sierra has lots of advanced technology. You see why math's so important?
Yeah, but why do I have to take Latin?
There is a special feel in an Oldsmobile.
The second round, an impressive beginning for Lewis Howard, the former Olympic prospect, now fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, bombarding his man Williams. Williams' corner told them that you could take advantage of Howard because he's dropping his left hand. But how do you prevent him from pounding you with a right? They never mentioned that.
No, Lewis Howard is just too much fighter for this kid. Trying like the devil, Dwight wins, but this kid's much more classier than he is. He's got a bad disease, Dwight Williams. He can't punch. He slaps.
Yeah, exactly, and
he catches pretty well, though.
That's a terrible disease to have when you're in that ring.
Well, as you men know, that the Olympic program that offers the experience of fighting international boxers all over the world, working your way up to a bit of the Olympics, really gives you a lot of experience. That's showing now. Howard's only having his 5th professional fight. He looks sharp.
I've got a youngster who's going through that program named Elvis Yarrow. Keep the name in mind. He's with the United States team. He's only 19. I told him to stay amateur until the '88 Olympics.
Yeah, a little over 3 years away. Williams has got it in reverse gear and is backing around this ring, taking a pummeling from Lewis Howard. And you can see why Howard has scored knockouts in 3 of his 4 professional fights. He is tattooing young Williams right now. He's in trouble.
Referee should be merciful and stop it because this is only a 6-round kid. So no, he should stop it. There's no reason to let it go on.
Obviously so one-sided at this stage, certainly. Williams so stunned, you wonder how much more this referee will allow him to take, but he was the man who let Broad go all the way down for a count in the last fight. Referee Frank Adams will stop this one and done. Took him a while, though. So Lewis Howard wins it as it's stopped in round 2.
That's the right move. There's no use to let a kid take that kind of punishment when you're fighting 6-round fights.
When he was back over here about 30 seconds ago on this side of the ropes, I was convinced he was out of it at that time. Here's an example.
Yeah, he's catching. He's not pitching back. See, that's when they should stop fights. That's when the kids get hurt. Because this guy's just letting shots go under, over, around, and everything else, and he's not pitching back.
And you know, he doesn't really have a shot because he's not a puncher. You know, at least sometimes if you have a guy who can hit, you give him a break. Maybe he'll throw the big shot.
That's when I thought it was over at that point. Okay, here's the announcement about the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Adams stops this bout at 1 minute and 55 seconds of the second round, and a winner by a TKO for his 5th straight win in his many pro bouts, Lewis Howard. And how about...
If you're having trouble cutting your lawn, you should know about Honda's side discharge mower. It's easy to start, it's lightweight so it's easy to use, and it's built so well it may be the last lawnmower you ever buy. The Honda side discharge mower, with a bag or without. Buy one and leave your troubles behind.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Milk Chocolate. That's creamy, blending Krispies. Ooh, so dreamy. Gotta have it. It's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Crunches. Woo! Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Well, a lot of celebrities here at ringside in Buffalo. There's David Hasselhoff. He's the guy who's got that show about that amazing car.
That's right.
I like to get that car, but I don't speak Italian.
And here's a man that
I know that
knows.
kid.
You remember that face,
He looks
don't
familiar.
You?
One of the greatest.
He's now a magician, putting on quite a performance in the coffee shop here at the Buffalo Hilton this morning.
He sure did. He entertained about 100 people there.
And does he attract crowds still wherever he goes? You can almost expect when you see a lot of congestion that Muhammad's there. Latoya Jackson in the audience tonight. Quite a number of the Jacksons are here for this one.
Yeah, I met the Jackson's dad. He's a heck of a guy, and he really raised a bunch of nice sons.